What's up, y'all? It's your boy Vinnie-Dangerous, and I am back with another installment of Dangerous Minds. Got a special guest for you today, a very creative brother, uh, very talented brother that has his hands in like multiple things that we're going to get into in the interview. But the man is one of the creative guys that I be watching, and I'm really inspired by. Yo, I got B.U.D, man. What's up, man?
Going on, Vinnie-Dangerous, pretty much. Man, I appreciate you letting me, get interviewed on your platform. I always respect what you do and everything from an artist, entrepreneur standpoint as well.
Oh, appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on to the show. Like, you definitely somebody that I wanted to make sure I got an opportunity to talk to on this show before we kind of take a little hiatus for this season. But I wanted to make sure that I got you in before everything wrapped up. So first, I just want to ask you, how are you doing personally? Just kind of since we are getting on the other end of COVID and stuff like that, like how has that affected you? And, how are you doing and handling everything?
So handling everything pretty good. I'm fully vaccinated now. I'm not against anybody that's not vaccinated. I want to put that out there as well because it's your choice body. I respect everybody's point of view. I'm doing good. I feel like COVID was a reflection time for me as a music artist because it was something that happened out of nowhere, and it kind of like crippled us in a sense because we had to learn how to do things in a certain manner, and then we had to learn how we can maneuver around the pandemic, and it was kind of different for a lot of artists, music artists, businesses, you name it. Everybody was kind of in a rut in a sense. But then, you had some people who dived in and, maneuvered and, transformed into megastars. So,
yeah, it definitely affected people differently depending on who it was. There was a lot of people like, I took it the same way. Like, it was a reflection time for me, just to kind of, on a personal, professional level, just really taking a step back, kind of viewing things and, being to see what I wanted to do on the other end of it. And then, but there are some people that just kind of crippled them because they just could not get into that creative space without being around people and being in certain environments that, their creativity kind of comes from. So I'm glad that you were able to make it like a positive spin on it. So let me ask you about, the origins behind your name, because it's an acronym, B.U.D. So, like, what is that? Where did that come from, and what does it stand for?
So my name is actually Bud. When I was younger, they called me Buddy Bud. When I first started, my name was King B.U.D. And I don't know if you're familiar with Nate Quick. He was like a big radio personality here in North Carolina, Charlotte, on Pound 98. Met him when I was young, when I was probably around like 12, 13. And, he spit one of my first records, and he was like, hey, you may want to change your name to something different so it won't, because everybody say they're the king. So he was like, come with more, distinctive, this define who you are. And so then I just broke it down. I was like, man, let me think about it. And I better understand this, because when I was younger, I knew I wanted to be a star, but when you're young, people be like, oh, you got to grow up and figure out what you do and where you want to go and who you want to be. But I just, I want to star. I always looked at TV music videos. I was glued to Tigger the Basement, Access music videos when they made them, and you seen how everything was constructed. I was just, stuck to that. So that's how I came up with Better Understand This, because I wanted to people to understand who I was, not only as a music artist, but a person in general. So that's where it came from.
Yo, I didn't know that. Yo, Better Understand This. That's dope. Like, I always wondered, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna save it for the interview. Like, I didn't want to ask you ahead of time. I was like, I'm gonna say that for the interview. So that's dope. So, like, in the early stages when you were first starting out, like, who was some of your biggest influences and kind of what led you into doing music?
Okay, so believe it or not, one of me and my sister Erica, one of our first two albums were, of course, Snoop Doggy Dogg and Da Brat. And me and Da Brat share the same birthday. We both Aries, April 14th. That's my birthday. So I thought that was odd for me to get her first album and then find out later on down the road we share the same birthday. We like birthday twins. So like seeing her rap and just, the different flow patterns, I would have to say, of course, Tupac, Biggie, the Bad Boy Era, No Limit. A lot of people don't get Master P his flowers, but he showed us how you get it out the mud.
Oh, definitely. Yo, much respect to Master P and how he does it.
SWV, Jodeci, you name it. Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker, Michael Jackson, for film Prince, all of like a lot of them pretty much made me want to like, you know, start doing music. But who really wanted to make me start doing, I would say Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott, of course. They're like my parents, if you think about it. So
yo, I can see that. I can see that because you're definitely a guy that, like, whether it's your visuals or, you know, the type of production you pick, or, you know, just a lot of different things. Like, you're a guy that like really thinks outside of the box, and really, you know, like when I see your videos, I think about how Busta and Missy would just get so animated with their visuals, and, you know, taking it to like a whole nother level. You're not just a rapper that's rapping in front of the camera in front of a house or in the club or nothing like that. Like, you're one of those guys that like really takes his visual game to another level, try to take it, make it stand out from other people.
I do. A lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of blessings. I say that, you know.
Yo, that's dope, man. So I remember when you hit me up a while ago. This is like pre-COVID. You hit me up about a track, and something that I've heard your music before, but it's kind of like those things that you don't really pick up on. But you would hit me up and said you didn't want me to curse on the verse, and I would look back and I was like, it's the songs that I heard, I was like, none of them have any cuss words in it, which is dope that it's in there seamlessly. Like, it's not something that's really publicized, but after listening to it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's dope. He's able to get his message across without it. So, like, what kind of inspired that? Like, why are you taking that route as far as you know, making sure that no explicit content's in your music?
I would say pretty much what inspired it. Excuse me, my fault. Phone was ringing. What I say that inspired it is pretty much is because when I first started doing music at a young age, I was cussing. A lot of people don't know that. When my mom heard it, she was like, no, baby, you can't, you know, I don't want you cussing. Like, no, I know that you're not meaning what you say, but it's because you listen to that type of music. So I want you to change it and don't cuss and do clean music. And that's when I started doing it, because me, when I was young, I was just kind of emulating, you know, what you hear and what you see. So it was kind of my flows, of course, listening to Jadakiss and the Locks. I like that up top New York sound, and the way is a punchline artist. And I was always like, yo, I got to come in here and go rough like that, and, you know, put a little cuss words here and there. Let's tell you how I was constructing my whole persona with, you know, music, because of course, see something and then you got to like build on it. So from there, that's when I was like, no, you know, I don't want to cuss. And then when I hit you up about the track, and I'm going to say why I hit you up, because I feel like I had time to, you know, spend with you when we did the Apollo thing. For the people who know, we did a contest where they had music artists all around North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Charlotte, you name it, Rocky Mount. They had out and compete, and that's how I met him through that. And, you know, he was crazy dope. I was like, yo, he really like like, I was like, oh no, like, because my stage presence, you know, I wanted to work on it. So, you know, even though it was a competition, I was like, you really own the stage. Your song was good. It was well received. And, you know, I was lucky to still go on to the next round. When I was like, I don't know about all this. So, you know, back from it, because didn't know if it was a legitimate situation, but I met a lot of people, and you are the only person I pretty much kept in contact from that whole ordeal. So,
that's dope. Yeah, I remember that Apollo thing. I'm gonna be real. I don't know if it was official or not. Like, it felt shady at first. It felt a little weird, but, you know, meeting somebody like you was like a positive that came out of it, so it was all good. But so I think that's dope. So I know you are a guy that like really focuses on positive messages and making sure that, you know, you got something for people to listen to that's, you know, kind of show a different side of Charlotte. So right. How is that like received? Because like, you know, listening to you, your style and everything is like, you're not what I would say would be a typical Charlotte artist or typical North Carolina artist. So what made you say, all right, I'm gonna take this path and this is the image and this is the avenue I'm willing to go down?
I will say for one, I like to be defined. Like, I don't want to be compared to nobody. And of course, it's cool to have like celebrity comparisons and stuff like that. But for me, I want people to know who I am as an artist, as a person from this city living in Charlotte. Because believe it or not, I've always been one of them artists that I'm born here. So it's like, it's different when you have other artists come here and then they capitalize and, you know, they make a name for themselves. Mm-hmm. Have artists here who have, you know, been born and raised in Charlotte their whole life and they haven't, you know, got the recognition that they deserve, which, you know, made me start like figuring out, okay, I need to figure out ways to, you know, make my own lane. And that's when I came up with the costumes and, you know, just coming up with different concepts and different things and, you know, doing contests like the Apollo, being on K97.5, doing a rap battle with Craig Leonidas. I did that. I got, you know,
dope.
I did stuff with different, you know, things. Athletic Foot did something in Raleigh too, with one of the radio personalities that they had on K97.5. I went out and performed for that. Met a whole bunch of artists too. And I was the only person from Charlotte. So I was like, okay, I'm going to continue on building and building. But of course, I feel like us as a city, they try to, you know, see who's like the name of the city and they try to sound like the name of the city instead of like separating themselves. But it's nothing. But I just feel like when you're an artist, you really want to have your own sound because you don't want nobody to be like, oh, you sound like him or her. And it just gets to the point where who are you and why are we buying your music or why are we following you? So, you know, that's what comes with when you sound like somebody else.
Yo, that's real because I've always said, this has always been my mantra because that's one of the things that I like about your music and I like about what you do is how different you are and how like if there's not too many, if anybody, I could really like think to compare what you do like to somebody else. And I think that's dope. And like one of my mantras is always like, even if it's not like musically, if somebody does something and it's not for me, but they did their own thing, I respect it. It's like, all right, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not the demographic. There's like a lot of these young kids that come up now and I hear their music and I got respect for it because it's them. It may not be connected with me for whatever reason, but I can't really respect it when somebody says, oh, this is what's working. I'm gonna copy that. Like, and I'm not even like, oh, I'm gonna take it and put my own spin on it. It's literally just exactly what those artists are doing, whoever's popular, whoever's hot right now. And like, nowadays you can find like 3 artists on radio. And a song on the radio that I could think of 3 different artists that I can guess like, oh, I think it could be him, or him. You know, it's like this. You just name them like, yo, there's like 5 or 6 artists that sound like this cat. And there's another one that comes in right behind them after that. So that's one of the things I respect about you is that you are somebody that does strive to carve their own lane and have their own identity. And I know that it has worked for you. Like, you know, as you were saying, one of the things you told me about that I didn't know that you worked with some pretty heavy hitters already. I know you said you worked with Mike Jones, Daylyt, and Swift.
Yo, yes, sir.
Yo, that's dope. So tell me, how did that come together with those 3 different collaborations?
I'm with Swift. Swift was my first major placement because at the time he was signed to a label. He had top song in the top 10 song in the country. He had "I'ma Pull Up the Dun the Dun Dun."
Okay, I remember that. I was trying to think of what song it is. Like the name was familiar. It's just been a minute.
Right. You know, I hit him up. I was like, yo, do you do features and stuff? And you know, I wasn't expecting him to hit back, but he hit back. We talked. I sent him a song, and then from there he was like, yeah, like, you know, send me the song. and I'll send you the information you need to do the business side. And that's what happened. And, you know, usually when you send somebody a song, you be wondering, like, I hope they like it or whatever. But he liked the song, and he did got the song back. And that was my first placement. And with Daylyt, I hit Daylyt up at the time when he was at the peak of his battle rap career.
Yeah.
I hit him up. I like, yo, I want you on this song. And at the time, how this song came about, he ended up hitting me back months later. And he was like, yo, you know, I know that you hit me up for a collab, you know, let's do it. I'm free to do it now because I'm not, you know, gonna be free around this time. So I pretty much thought about it. I'm like, okay, you know, that's, to me, I felt like having him on the track was a big, my debut album, because it's like, it's Daylyt, you know?
Yeah.
He's known for doing the stuff that I do with the costumes. He's known for getting a buzz going around his name and getting social media, everybody in tune to what Daylyt is and what he does. And he's a brilliant individual. And he's real humble and cool. I think a lot of people don't know that, but I know that because I personally got to speak to him, you know, through online. And I know just you could like receive people energy. And I know in real life, he's the same way. Because you can feel her online somewhat from being outside. So that's how that one came around. And then I got 2 other artists at the time on the track too, because we did a song called Example for my brother. That's on my debut. I was like, you know, what I felt like it would be me giving a shot to 2 MCs that I felt, you know, that are dope as lyricists and stuff like that. So, you know, I picked Phase God and I picked Sky Blue, and Sky Blue is from the Raleigh-Durham area. That's my bro. Like,
I know Sky Blue. Shout out to Sky Blue.
That's like, I talk to him, you know, from time to time, but like me and him formed a relationship outside of online to offline. He's real dope. I like what he do and stuff like that. And then the whole Mike Jones situation came about. I did a song. At first, it was another artist song. He brought the beat from my producer, and then the name of the song I think was going to be called Gnarly. And from there, I ended up doing my verse that same night because I had a studio session doing other songs, and he did a song too, but he'll like, you know, I'm gonna write and go back. But he never went back to, you know, for the song, because I guess he had stuff going on. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, just, you know, shit happens.
And I was like, you know, I told DeWine, I was like, you know, I really want to do something to this song, you know, I'm gonna get Mike Jones on it. And I think at the time when I was talking, you know how you talk to people, I think DeWine was like, yeah, okay, you know, like, but you know, I think I don't want to say he didn't think I was gonna get Mike Jones, but it was kind of like left field. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was out of nowhere. So then when I got Mike Jones on the song and I got to speak to Mike Jones about, like, you know, how I respected him as a legend, you know, rep Houston, Texas. I mean, because he is a legend. He, you know, brought the promotion game to a whole nother level with the phone numbers and selling tapes and stuff like that. So you definitely got to get that man not only his flower, but his money too as well. Like, for real.
Oh, he, dope. Yeah.
A solid dude. So I was very appreciated for him doing my song called Looking Like 3D, which is gonna be on my sophomore album. So
dope. Because I was just about to ask you, were those songs already out, but the Mike Jones collab is supposed to be on that upcoming album.
Right. The other 2 are on my debut album. The Swift song is called Let Your Guard Down. He's on a remix because I did one version of the remix. And then the Example for My Brothers is also on the Outer Savage Experience, my debut album. They're well featuring Daylyt, Phase God, and Sky Blue. So yeah.
Okay, dope. Yo, and I'm gonna make sure, like, something I always do, but I let people know, like, the links to your current stuff is, as well as like your social media. I'll make sure that all of that's going to be in the bio of the video when it go up on YouTube. So make sure y'all check that out. I know you mentioned, you know, your producer, and kind of like he's been your main producer for years. How did you guys link up, and, you know, how instrumental was he with, like, kind of helping you with creating your identity and crafting your sound?
So, you know, this is weird, but a lot of people don't know, especially, you know, how the females get their hair done. They talk to their stylist about stuff. Yeah, I found why through my barber. at the time. My previous barber, who his name is Q, and he went to barber school with DeWine, and he went also to barber school with somebody else that's well known in Charlotte named Crazy Figs. So he was like, oh, he was like, I know, don't give up on your music. I got somebody for you. I can either talk to Crazy Figs to see if he can, mentor you. I get, your sound going. I can, see what DeWine doing, and you send him some stuff and see what you do. So he reached out to Crazy Figs, but at the time, Crazy Figs was busy. So then he hit up DeWine Barino, and DeWine was like, yeah, give him my number and let him send me some stuff. So I end up sending DeWine over 20 plus videos because I got 42 music videos. So, I want to show DeWine that I was serious because I was at the end of the road. I was like, it's either now or never. I didn't have album out. I never produced the album or anything. So then from there, I end up linking with him. I did a consultation with him. And I really liked how we started off because he got to meet me. I went to his home and showed me his studio, and he talked to me about what I wanted. He gave me beats to listen to marinate on and come up with some ideas. And I think one of the first songs we did over one of his beats is Let Your Guard Down. We with Five. So from there, we just grew a real solid working relationship. And, outside of music too, his family, he got a beautiful family. I respect his father. His father's a musician. He just come from a good background, and I respect it of him, helping me get my debut album out and doing a lot of things. So he was very instrumental in my career with making sure that y'all get a product out. And making sure that So on the debut album, he's all over it. He produced majority of the songs up there. So yeah.
And that's dope that you guys were able to come together where you were, especially at a point where you felt like, all right, it's either something got to give, or like either something got to give, or like I'm gonna have to just leave this stuff in the background, right, in the past. So it's dope that he came into your life at the right time. And, I've had to recently, recently built a relationship with the producer from our last project, God Made a Monster, Jerem Scorsese. And it really does help when you have somebody like a producer, like a rapper producer relationship, and y'all just come together and really like craft a vision. Because I work with producers online, and they'll just send over what they have and whatever may inspire me. That's what I'm gonna end up using. But like to actually have like, all right, we have these conversations, and then it just turns into something, or like I have an idea, and then he's able to craft it to where I need it to be. And I feel like you guys have that same kind of relationship, because I can definitely hear like the chemistry when I listen to the music. So shout out to him, man. Shout out his name again.
DeWine Barino.
Yeah, DeWine Barino. Shout out to him, man, because that's dope. Like I always respect that when artists, a rapper producer can come together and like they can really craft that dope relationship. So I know you have some other things outside of music that you work on. Because you got your hands, not like I was talking about in the intro, like you have your hands in a lot of stuff. Like you have a coloring book.
Yo.
You have cookies, cologne, and a clothing line.
Yeah. Well, I do. I gotta send you the coloring book. Drop me your PO box or your information. I'll send you one this week.
Bet. Yeah.
And with that, I premiered my coloring book when I went to Dubai. I did an interview over there. I had to do that.
Yo, that's a flex. Yeah, that's dope.
I did with this lady named Kelsey. It was pretty much like my traveling experience coming from the States going overseas. And it was real dope when I premiered my coloring book there. And the cookie came about a couple months ago. I met a guy who had a manufacturer that distribute cookies and stuff. And they had like different flavors and different things, a different type of cookies that they made. Mm-hmm. And there I was just pretty much like, okay, this is what I want. I want my own custom flavor. And he came up with it. And it's called banana chip. So it's like banana chocolate chip.
I like it.
It's real dope. And my coloring book is called Color Me B.U.D. And it's pretty much telling me how you perceive me as a person. I just had to, come up with something creative out the box so people can get it. And my clothing line, of course, I posted some of my story today, the shoes and the clothes, and I'm gonna have accessories for the women like pocketbooks, and I'm gonna have like book bags for the fellas. But I really like take my time when I do these things because I want people that I spent my blood, sweat, and tears and anything that I put out. And I really think about a lot of stuff. And the cologne, what's crazy about the cologne, I like cologne. I like smell, whether it's lotion, deodorant, whatever you name, anything that smells good, because I like to be free. And I just made my own cologne. I met this guy who had his own thing in Massachusetts, and he pretty much was like, just tell me what kind of notes you want in your cologne. And he did a whole video, made my cologne and everything. It was dope. I feel like, and I'm gonna just be honest with you, like a lot of things, once I, put out positive affirmations in the universe, and I pray to God about it, I noticed that a lot of that stuff just fall in front of me. Like, it's weird. We can't explain how it does and why is this happening to me, but a lot of things just go that way, especially when I do my music videos as well. Like, it's just weird to me. Sometimes I feel sometimes you be thinking like, dang, I want a music video, but I need a location. How I'm gonna get this and how I get that, and then oh, wow. Yo,
that's dope, man. So like with the products that you're able to, I was gonna ask, where are they able to get them?
So at the top of the year, I'm gonna have a whole website where y'all can have a link.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my products because I'm gonna keep it all the way real. You know how IG businesses, you order, take you months to get it. I don't want like I have my coloring book and my cookies that tomorrow, and you have it by Wednesday. Okay. I want like that where you're at least getting it in 4 to 5 business days. I don't want nobody waiting that long, and that's why I'm just taking my time, because it's like, like with my clothing line, of course, I'll be like, Vinny, I got this shirt. What you think? If you like it, I have you wear it to see what people think about it before I even put it. Because I feel like you got to utilize your family and your friends, have businesses so they can test your stuff out, so they can product. Because even though like a lot of people say, oh, your family and friends gonna, my friends don't do that. All my family, they be honest with me. So have yes men around me, because if that was the case, I feel like y'all wouldn't have got half of what y'all got now. So I just feel like, I'm gonna have a website out where you can come to an e-commerce store, and I have LLCs too, by the way. So I'm all the way certified with my businesses and stuff like that.
Respect.
So, and just I want people to know that, because when people be making something like, oh, do he got an LLC? You can search it. You can Google me. LLC, right? Yeah.
Yo, that's dope. I'll make sure once you send me the link, and once you have the website up, you can send me the link, and I'll make sure I update it in the description to make sure it's down there. Because this video will probably go out before then. But okay. But yo, that's dope, man. Like, and that I like how, just like with your music and everything, because merchandise is another big part of being an artist. Just having products and stuff outside of just the music. And people typically go the shirts, apparel route, things like that, which is cool. Like, I mean, that's what I've done in the past. But it's good to have those ideas that nobody's thinking about. I can't really think of any other rapper I could think of that is like doing stuff like cookies and coloring books and colognes until way after, like, if they've already established themselves, they've already sold millions of records and stuff, like, or whatever it is. And then but people like just never really thinking that far until they got corporations in their ear. So the fact that you're doing it now is dope.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, most definitely. I just my mind just be thinking light years ahead of time, for real. Like, for real, I be thinking like I need to go ahead and get this started. So when my music blow up, everything, I already got everything else. It's gonna be kind of one way street for everything. Like, okay, blow up, you got all this. It's out of there. So that's how I feel about it.
Yo, that's dope. Because like, you already have the stuff that people don't think about until after. And then now it's not as authentic, but you already have it because it's already incorporated with your brand. So when you get to that point, like you already have the full spread. It's not just the music, not just everything coming soon. I got it all for you already.
Right.
So like I know, so in 2022, I know you're gonna put out the clothing line. You know, you're talking about putting out the website. What's next for you after that? As far as like any new music or things like that coming up soon?
Just dropped the song on Thanksgiving called Show Your Plate. Shout out to the one who produced it, and Daylyt, who's also my best friend. She's a female music artist. She's an entrepreneur. So we did that. I always wanted a holiday song, and I felt like nobody had a Thanksgiving song. So I was like, what other way is it to, you know, come out with something where people can get together and kind of like show their plate and do like, you know, videos and display what they eat and then use the music and stuff. Because when I do music, I also do music for long term. Like I think of like later, you know, with my music, because I had an opportunity. I can't really speak much about it, but one of my songs that I put out got picked up to be on national TV for a show.
Dope.
So it's dope from a very huge person. It's weird how everything that happened to as well, but it just gonna show you. I put that song out on the hot too, and now it's finna be on national TV next year. So I just feel like the thing that I have going on, you know, with 2022, my sophomore album is coming out. I got a whole bunch of dope stuff coming out. The name of my album, my sophomore album, is called A Piece of Me, Pizzame, like. It's pretty. People a whole slice of me as a person. So it's really, I want to tell you, I got a DJ Kid who is the baby DJ and producer. He produced Rockstar. He's on my, I'm going to work with, you know, Divine Barino, of course. I have this guy named Jake Johnson. He produced Unforeseen Creatures, which was one of my first drop for the album. And I got a whole bunch of stuff coming, man. And so Your Plate video is coming out soon. This probably gonna come out at the top of the year, even though, you know, we're gonna do some stuff, you know, going forward for Christmas and stuff. But I'm gonna just keep dropping songs and, you know, giving people different layers of me and stuff like that. And I also want to shoot a short film movie too. And I would say your last video you put out, man, it was so dope. I watched it 3 times. Like I wanted to get it, and I was like, you know, that man, that man, he took the shoes, and then the same thing happened to him. It was kind of like you was pretty much saying that karma is real. Like, even though you, and I really liked it because I was like, yo, that's real dope. Like, I was real like impressed by that, because at the end of the day, I always felt like you did good music and you had your own style and how you had your own aggression too. Because when you perform, you're very aggressive, if you notice that. Like, he nice in person, but when he on stage, he mean with it. So, like, when I seen your video, I was like, wow, like, you know, and you know, I'm a video person. So I was like, oh, he really, like, you could just tell that y'all spent a whole lot of time on it.
Yeah, man. And I think about guys like you when I put together ideas like that. Cause like, yo, the effort that you put in, the time and the effort in costumes and concept and all this other stuff, yo, that stuff is really inspiring to me. And I was like, oh, okay, you're one of those guys I look at like, all right, he's thinking, he's like, oh, okay, this is a next level stuff. So I'm trying to get to that point. It's like, all right, we're not just shooting in front of a building, just rapping in a circle, like with a camera there.
It's only a matter of time, because I mean, you got your podcast, you speak on a lot of things that, you know, I look at your post, you're a positive person. You know, with me, it's a hit and miss. I could, you know, speak positive stuff, and then I could, you know, because I'm a real transparent person too. Like, going through something, I'm gonna say it. Like, I think that's an Aries trait though. Like,
yeah, my fiance is an Aries too. So yeah, she's like that.
We wear our heart on the sleeve. Like, we really mean what we say, and we don't mean to come off a certain way. But I have came a long way, honestly, like, with, you know, with dealing with the thing, because I feel like, you know, even though I haven't signed a deal, I know they looking though. Like, so it's just signing a major record contract does not define you as a person. It's what's on earth that defines your whole existence of what you got going on. So that's the whole thing. So, you know, I don't want, you know, people to feel like, you know, artists coming up after us feeling like, oh, I got to get a record deal for people to love me. Like, no, just do your thing. People going to follow behind and going to support sooner or later. Because I feel like in my career, I've been doing music a long time. Now I feel like I post stuff now, they like it. They say, yo, keep pushing. Because I feel like the content I'm bringing now is dope, real. It's like, okay, we know what you can do. We're going to start liking, we're going to start sharing. So it's cool. But, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't about likes and share with me. It's about people understanding the method to my madness with the creativity. So.
Yo, that's dope, man. And it's dope that you're saying that, because I had that realization not too long ago where, because I you know, it took me a while to get to this point where, and I was thinking, damn, I wish I would have, you know, you kind of get in your head like you wish you would have known this sooner, or you wish you would have blown up sooner or something like that. But then you're like, man, I'm actually putting out the best music I've ever, like, on another level than what I would have did maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So it's like almost better now that I didn't get, you know, blow up, you know, before now, because it's like, oh, I wouldn't have been putting out the best work, because I wouldn't have been able to go through the things that I've gone through that inspired the creativity and things like that that I have now. So that's definitely something that what you said was something that I've been feeling, I've been thinking lately. You know, my birthday was a little while ago, so I've been reflecting. You know, that's my time. I really start to reflect on life.
Lady birthday. Will.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah. And, you know, it's just kind of dope that we get to a point where it's like you look back on some of the stuff that you've been through, and it's like it sucked at that moment, but you realize how it prepared you for now.
Right. Because I feel like I have been through a lot of things in stuff, so it's just one of them things that you got to learn how to have perseverance through trials and tribulations, and learn that every journey has a reason you go through the journey, and as a reason why you go through the door. And every person you learn a lesson even when you meet people. Like, people don't, I think a lot of individuals, not just general, but individually, for me speaking, on meeting different people, different races, backgrounds, different cultures. Like, I had the chance to go to Dubai and also Sri Lanka, Puerto Rico, you know, Jamaica, just going to all of those places and seeing the different backgrounds of people and meeting them and them talking to me about different things and stuff. Because every time I go on the trip, I try to do music. Believe it or not. Even when I was in Lanka, I tried to go to the studio, but the guy was like, oh, it take you 8 or 9 hours to get to that studio. I was like, I don't think I will make that. But yeah, like, you know, I really believe that you just got to put it all in whatever you do. And it is, you know, I just want people to take from what I do and just understand, I don't care what nobody say about me, because people are going to always speak to you, whether you do good or bad. That's just how it is. So you have to live your life for yourself and know that you're satisfied with the person you are becoming, or you are as a person. So, I mean, can't nobody take nothing from you, you know, who you believe in.
Yo, that is a word, man. And actually, that's a beautiful way to end off, man, because, yo, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Definitely going to be tuned into everything you got going on for 2022. And like I said before, all of the links to the music will be in the bio once this goes up on YouTube. So make sure that, you know, you come across this video, you check my man out. But, you know, it's been B.U.D. Better understand this. It's been your boy Vinnie-Dangerous, Dangerous Minds. Until next time, much love.
Peace.
Trust me, I'ma be ready when they come for me. Dying soon, black man, so he might be dying soon. One supposed to make it past 22. Now he 28, that 6 years overdue. Just let you know I'ma be on guard. Whether no hood or a superstar, it really don't matter where we are. Angels medals in the cars, the devil's working hard, so pray for me.